Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning to you. Time to rise and shine on this last full day of summer in the Commonwealth. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. It is Tuesday, September 22nd.
And now at 6:30, Rowan County Clerk Kim Davis gives an emotional interview as her lawyers plan to head back to court today to argue that the marriage licenses she altered are legal.
The father of a fallen Kentucky State Trooper is heading to Frankfort to meet with legislators. Coming up, we'll take a look at his proposal, which aims to keep other troopers from being gunned down in the line of duty.
We have new details on the search for two escapees who broke out of a Kentucky jail using bed sheets.
40s all across the bluegrass. I mean, it is chilly outside this morning. Down toward the southeast, you guys actually feeling quite nice. Let's go through your afternoon. Will be at 77 degrees. Fantastic weather in store. It's not changing anytime soon. We do have a chance of rain in the forecast, but is it a washout or is it just a small chance? I'll get into that coming up in about 10 minutes.
And here's the latest from WKYT News. A Kentucky official has already spent 5 days in jail, and now Rowan County Clerk Kim Davis could be back in court soon for altering marriage license forms issued to same-sex couples.
Well, the ACLU is arguing that the way she altered the marriage licenses doesn't comply with court orders. Her lawyers responded overnight. As WKYT's Victor Puente reports, both sides will be in court today.
Both the governor and the federal judge overseeing this case have said licenses not signed by Davis are valid, but attorneys for the couples involved say they've been altered and they want them reissued. Rowan County Clerk Kim Davis spent 5 days in jail for disobeying a federal court order to issue licenses to gay couples. When she returned to work last week, she altered the license forms to say they were issued under the authority of the federal court instead of her office. Yesterday, lawyers for the American Civil Liberties Union asked the judge to force Davis's office to reissue the licenses. Now, Davis's lawyer, Matt Staver, said the ACLU's motion was designed to punish Davis for her religious beliefs, saying the motion, quote, reveals that their interest is not the license, but rather a marriage license bearing the name of Kim Davis. They want her scalp to hang on the wall as a trophy. In an interview with ABC News, Davis said she wasn't hurt by people calling her names, but through tears she said what did hurt her was when someone told her that her God did not love her. Her attorneys say they will file a response to that ACLU motion. At the live desk, Victor Puente, WKYT.
Well, there will be another vigil tonight for a teenager who was critically injured in a Bath County crash. 16-year-old Aaron Williams was on the way to a homecoming dance Saturday night when he lost control of his car. Another driver witnessed the wreck and pulled Aaron from his vehicle after it burst into flames. Last night, dozens gathered to pray for him. His family said he suffered serious head trauma in the crash and is in critical condition. Tonight's vigil will be at 7 at the Montgomery County High School football field. Well, today, the father of a murdered Kentucky State Police trooper will talk to lawmakers to try and talk about ways to keep police safe.
Going to be lending his voice. Kentucky's House Speaker Greg Stumbo says he wants to sponsor legislation to add new safety features to police cruisers. WKYT's Mark Barber is live in Frankfort now to explain what measures could be taken. Mark, good morning there at the Capitol.
Good morning, Bill. Joe Ponder laid his son, a Kentucky State Trooper, to rest just 5 days ago. Now today, he's turning his attention here to Frankfort. He and the House Speaker Greg Stumbo are proposing to add a bulletproof resistant material to the windshield of cruisers. Now we're hoping to learn more about their proposal at 11 a.m. today, which is when they plan to meet with legislators about the issue. Now the fallen trooper's father would like to retrofit cruisers with a bullet-resistant laminate film. House Speaker Greg Stumbo says that might have protected Trooper Joseph Ponder from a gunman on September 13th. By now, many of us know these heartbreaking details. It's when the 31-year-old was shot and killed after he tried to help a Missouri man during a traffic stop. Trooper Ponder was laid to rest last week. His father now joining the effort to increase safety for troopers who put their lives on the line every time they slide behind the wheel. Stumbo tells us that the idea to install bullet-resistant windshields was suggested to him by retired law enforcement and trainees. The House Speaker has sent a letter to the State Police Commissioner asking him for guidance and how to go about increasing safety for law enforcement. Now, of course, Trooper Ponder's father, as well as the House Speaker, they are looking for more support today. That's their main goal as they're speaking with legislators, as they're speaking with media. And again, that all is starting at 11 a.m. Live in Frankfort, Mark Barber, WKYT.
Mark, thank you very much. 6:35 now on WKYT. And new this morning, a man is in jail accused of attacking a man with a knife and then throwing him off of a balcony. Police say Gregory Niles attacked the man Sunday and threw him over a third-story railing, causing the victim to break his back. Niles was arrested yesterday on Hollow Creek Road in Lexington. He will be arraigned today on an assault charge.
Also new this morning, police in Madison County are investigating an armed robbery. The Richmond Register says a man with a gun robbed the Midway Express gas station in Berea yesterday morning. Police say the man was wearing a Kentucky sweatshirt and drove off in a red car. We could hear testimony today when a man accused of killing his girlfriend goes back to court. Joseph Nestor has a preliminary hearing today in Laurel County. He's charged with the murder of Amber Decker. Her body was found behind her home days after it was destroyed in a fire. Decker's family is planning a candlelit vigil tonight in Corbin.
We have some new information this morning on the search for a missing man with Lexington ties. The search for Enrique Rodriguez in Bolivia has been delayed until tomorrow morning. That's according to a GoFundMe page. Rodriguez is a geophysicist. His father is in Bolivia to help with the search, but he says they lost some resources and have now hired a search team. A man accused of stealing $700,000 in pet medications across several states, including Kentucky, is now in jail. The Knox County, Tennessee Sheriff's Department in Knoxville says Timothy Ross stole the items from 36 veterinary clinics in 3 states. 5 of those clinics were in central Kentucky, including Skipworth's Veterinary Clinic in Richmond. The owner there says his clinic was broken into twice. The Tennessee District Attorney's Office is expected to take that case to a grand jury, and charges are pending against another suspect who was already in custody on other charges.
One of 2 inmates who escaped movie style from a minimum security jail in Kentucky is now back in custody. The Louisville Metro Department of Corrections says Christopher Cornelius and Matthew Johnson escaped by tying sheets together and climbing down from the roof. Authorities say the pair made their escape during a work detail. Both men were in for possession of heroin. Cornelius is back in jail. He had minor injuries and was being evaluated by medical staff. Johnson is still on the run. A new report shows that fewer children in the Commonwealth are dying from abuse and neglect. Back in 2007, Kentucky led the nation in child abuse deaths. While numbers are declining, the state is still in the top 10 worst states for neglect. Now, health care professionals say better education is keeping kids alive.
From an article in Pediatrics that showed a 50% reduction in abusive head trauma when families were educated with the new baby before they leave the hospital.
Well, Dr. Frazier says the passing of new laws that require training in child abuse recognition has also helped to cut down on those numbers.
All right, here's a story we'll be watching through the day. There is a battle over business in the Bluegrass. Today, Florida Governor Rick Scott will be in Lexington to announce that some new jobs are coming to the Sunshine State from a Kentucky company. Earlier this month, Scott said, quote, Kentucky, not Florida, was #1 in the nation for economic development project per capita in 2014. A group called Enterprise Florida has also been running radio ads in Kentucky designed to draw businesses down to the south. Kentucky Governor Steve Beshear has released a statement about Governor Scott's visit, and he says, quote, instead of wasting his time in Kentucky, Governor Scott ought to be closing the roads leading out of Florida to stop all the folks who want to leave because they are sick and tired of paying the outrageous property taxes in that state. So it's on.
He says, well, you're on my turf, you know.
It's going to be interesting in the day ahead. Well, speaking of jobs, Keeneland is looking to hire hundreds of extra workers ahead of the fall meet.
Keeneland typically hires about 1,000 seasonal employees, but because of the Breeders' Cup, track officials say they need nearly 1,500 this fall. Keeneland expects 20,000 visitors each day during the fall meet and 40,000 a day during the Breeders' Cup. The fall meet starts October 2nd, the Breeders' Cup October 30th and 31st, which the 31st is the Kentucky-Tennessee game, I understand as well, and Halloween. So
right,
it's going to be hopping in town.
It's going to be a big day all the way around. But they do need help out there at Keeneland, so if you're interested just in being in the atmosphere, that could be your chance.
Let's check to see how traffic is moving right there.
Our time is 6:39. Let's go check with Officer Don on live drive traffic. Good morning, Don.
Good morning. A little bit of a slowdown right now on Versailles Road. That's approaching the Circle. It's a stalled car there in the construction zone that's causing an issue. Should be cleared before too long. Inbound Harrodsburg Road, just check the crossover. Normal stuff through there. No issues so far this morning. Let's get a live look at South Lime and Maxwell. You can see traffic picking up downtown this morning, inbound on South Lime. On our Waze map, just a couple things showing up on the north side, mainly stalled cars, but traffic still light enough on the inner and outer loops of the Circle between Winchester Road over to North Broadway that nothing significant happening just yet. Interstate still looks good. Live drivers on the way in from Madison County across that Clays Ferry Bridge. It's a smooth ride. Now back to you in the studio.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Don, and we appreciate it very much. 6:40 now, 20 till 7 on your Tuesday morning.
So even knee surgery couldn't keep one granny down. The thrilling way she celebrated her 94th birthday after weather.
You know, the sky conditions not going to change. We told you that yesterday, but the temperatures get a little bit warmer. Not so much this morning. We're at 46 degrees right now in a few locations. We'll get into that forecast coming up next.